Greetings from YouTube universe. I was thinking of renaming my channel Nerded Up. So we'll call this a Nerded Up video, but I haven't changed the channel name yet. So hopefully I live up to the Nerded Up title. Today's question or challenge is, can you name more scientists than you can Kardashians? So if you're watching this video, pause the video right now and write down as many Kardashians as you can. Okay, then see if I can name as many as you, and then we'll see if we can name more scientists. So pause now. All right. Now I'm assuming you've unpaused because you've written down your Kardashian names. The Kardashians that I can name are Rob Sr., Kim, Kris Jenner, Khloe, Kourtney, I guess Kendall Jenner and Kylie Jenner. I guess they count Bruce/Caitlyn Jenner, and Northwest. Some other people that are involved in that show I didn't name. I guess it's their show, like Kanye West, because he's famous in his own right. Lamar Odom, they were famous on their own, so I didn't name any of those guys. So pause the video and then write your scientists down. See if you can name more scientists. Okay, so pause the video. Now I'm assuming you've unpaused the video because you've written down your scientist names. Now I'm going to change this to a super challenge. Pause the video again if most of the scientists you wrote were already dead, because most of the Kardashians are still alive. So let's try to just name living scientists. Okay, so pause the video again. Okay, so I'm assuming you've paused and unpaused. So here are my list of living scientists. So Neil deGrasse Tyson, I think he's a famous living scientist. Michio Kaku, another astrophysicist. Dr. Walensky, I believe she's the current FDA chief. Dr. Deborah Birx, Dr. Anthony Fauci, Scott Gottlieb, he was a previous head of, I think he was CDC, sorry. Dr. Walensky is head of CDC, not FDA. Scott Gottlieb is a former head of the FDA. Dr. John Malone, he is a contributor to the invention of the mRNA vaccine. He's currently not a believer in the mRNA vaccine, but he's still a scientist. Then I have Matt Constantine. He's the former public health director of the County of Kern. Bryn Kerrigan, the current director of public health of the County of Kern. Linus Torvalds, the inventor of Linux. And Tim Berners-Lee, the inventor of the World Wide Web. So I think I got 11 scientists and 10 Kardashians. When I think I first did this list, I had somebody who previously just passed away. He was another really famous scientist, and I can't remember his name right now anyway, so I guess he doesn't count. So if I remember him, I'll say it at the end of this video. But that's the challenge. And look up those scientists if you're not familiar with them. And what I'll do is I'm going to try to get twice the amount of living scientists. I know a whole bunch of dead scientists, and so you could say, Albert Einstein, Sir Isaac Newton. You might consider Alan Turing a scientist. I think you could, but he passed away. You could also look at Stephen Hawking. He's the one that I thought of earlier, that I meant to think of earlier, but he passed away, so I didn't count him. And you also have Marie Curie. You also have, let's see what he said, Isaac Newton. You know what? Somebody else that's living still that I probably should have considered. So I think I have 12, but we'll just say 11 for now because I didn't think of it before. Richard Dawkins, he's considered a scientist. So of course, what else is going to say? See, a lot of these guys rhyme. Dawkins, Hawkins, Charles Darwin. That'd be another one that just passed. He passed away over 100 years ago. And I guess I should remember a lot more. Let's see. Gauss was a scientist. Marconi is a scientist. I think you'd consider Tesla to be a scientist. Thomas Edison, you could probably consider him to be a scientist. He was an inventor, but I think you'd say that he used science as well. Then you could also say that, let's see, I'll have to make another list of dead scientists because this video is going too long. I also was trying to decide, should I include the Mythbusters, but technically they don't consider themselves scientists. I also left off the list Bill Nye the Science Guy because he has an engineering degree. And I wanted to include just people who have done science for an actual living. And Bill Nye the Science Guy is a promoter of science. And so I think he'll even say that he's not a scientist. He has an engineering degree. And also one of the Mythbusters died. So unfortunately, Grant Imahara passed away. So he wouldn't be considered a living one. He was the only one that had an actual degree in science-related stuff. He said he didn't say he was a scientist. He always would say, well, I'm an engineer. So that's it. Sorry about the lighting. Trying a new light, trying a new camera. But I want to get this video out. Let's start looking up scientists. I'll try to come up with a list of some important scientists you should know. Have a good night or good morning. Make today the best day of your life.